Hey, it's Chris. Wanted to touch base with all of you and talk a little bit about a topic that has been coming up with a lot of people that I've been working with recently. And that's the idea of growth, expansion, and building an empire within franchise opportunities. And there's really three ways to go about this. And I like to call this strategy stacking. The stacking process, you can come at it in a lot of different directions, which is one of the beautiful benefits of franchising overall. But those three areas that I'm going to touch on today, first is going to be geographic expansion. And that's going to come out of the concept based around you start with a single territory or maybe 2 or 3 territories and look at how do I expand within my market, within my region, and add on more geography. That could be through additional territories and or additional locations. Sometimes from a geography perspective, people will even look outside of their immediate region into other states, into other parts of the country. Few things that I just want to point out to make sure that you understand is if you go outside of your existing state, you need to understand, are there other regulations in those states that you need to be aware of? And then one other rule of thumb that I like for people to consider when they're doing this is as you expand from a geography perspective, the easiest way to manage this is to do it within a 200 or 250 mile radius or range from your first territory or location. And the reason I put that into play is because that's typically going to be somewhere between 3 and 4 hours drive time, which is going to allow you to get to important meetings, which is going to allow you to handle and take care of emergency situations that might arise. So if you're looking to expand from a geography perspective, few things. Make sure you understand state regulations. Make sure, if possible, focus on what your comfort level is in how to get to those other areas or those other territories that you might have. So that's number one, geography. Number two might be adding on complementary services. So as an example, again, if we're looking through and you're currently running a home services brand, that might be pest control. Well, something that you can add on and expand into would be a complementary service because you've already built trust. The customer knows you, they trust you, and they love you. So adding on additional services is almost a natural scenario for you to be able to work and get into and work with that same customer base. So complementary services is another way that you can add on, and that way you can be in your immediate market. You don't have to look for additional territory. You can work within those same territories just with another brand that you might add on. So that doesn't give us that need to be spread out from a true geography perspective. And then the last thing that I like to say in the stacking house is diversification. Entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs for a reason. They love new challenges. They love new ideas. They love new concepts. They're always looking and always searching. Diversification could be something outside of what you're already doing, right? So if another example would be as if you're in the senior care space, you have built a great business, you're growing, you've kind of built to capacity. Now you may want to diversify and go to something that is more like a home services or a retail type space. So that gives you the option to generate revenue through a whole different avenue other than what you're currently doing. So the three ways that you can stack and build your business is expand from a geography perspective within the existing brand that you already have. Number two would be adding on complementary services, something that you've already built a good customer base and a natural transition for those customers to move over because they know, trust, and love you. And then the third thing would be to diversify and move outside of your wheelhouse. You just want to make sure and understand it's not always just as easy as a Midas touch. You have to put in the time, the energy, and the effort to build that second diversified brand just like you did for the first. So if you have any questions about how to stack on and build an empire, give me a call. I'd love to talk soon.